In today's era of content creation, everyone wants to fly drones, but more importantly, everyone wants to fly FPV drones. If you're a new FPV pilot, before you spend all this cash to buy any sort of DJI Avata or any sort of DJI air unit drone, like an 03 air unit, a Cine, whatever it may be, I have the perfect solution for you to practice, learn, and understand if FPV is something that you want to get serious into before you spend all that money. I'm going to be showing you the ultimate best kit that's not going to break the bank. Let's get this video started.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Work as hard as I play now. Moonlight. Poolside. Good time. Shows right. How I feel. Do it for the thrill. I'm gon' Poppin' in a little dress key. Baby, I hold you tight. Show you right. Let's vibe. I love it. Whoa, I love it. Whoa, I love it. Whoa, I love it. Yeah, baby, I love it. Whoa, I love it. Whoa, whatever it is you got it. Whatever it is, I like it. I love it. Whoa, I love it. Whoa, I love it. Whoa, I love it. Yeah, whoa, I love it. Whoa, I love it. Whoa, whatever it is you got it. Whatever it is, I like it, baby. Woo! Wow. Yeah. Kick pushy like Lupe, fight feeler like Luke. Drunk in love if I don't say. We just getting started, but I had to block it. I love, whoa, I love, whoa, I love, whoa, I love it, yeah, baby, I love.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my video. This is Eddie, aka Mr. Eddie Nunez. Today I am showcasing the BetaFPV Cetus X FPV Kit. This is by far the best FPV kit you can possibly own if you are looking to practice and looking to get into FPV drone. Before you spend all that money and buy any sort of FPV drone, this is a kit that you need to go ahead and get yourself in order to get your feet wet and understand the basics. And for my tenured FPV pilots, if you're looking for a little whoop to fly in your basement, in your backyard, indoors, this is also the ultimate kit. Before I get to my experience using this, let me go ahead and do an unboxing and tell you all that it's included. All right, so let's go ahead and use this rock right here to unbox the BetaFPV Cetus Kit. I actually already unboxed this, so I'm gonna do the normal YouTube thing, which is unbox it here at the field so that we can do all that great YouTube stuff of unboxing it. But let me tell you my initial impression unboxing this when I first got it. So first off, I was impressed that it comes with a carrying case. Not every single product comes packaged in this way where it comes with a carrying case. Everything you need for the BetaFPV drone, the Cetus, is all right here in this kit. So when you unbox this thing, this is what you're greeted with. So besides the manual that just fell, I'll pick it up in a second. Here you get everything you need for the BetaFPV drone. You get the goggles, you get the remote, you get the drone, and you get an accessory kit. Besides the drone itself, you get a quick start guide, and this is very important. And I'm gonna share a testimonial when I get to my overall impressions of using this drone. So you get a quick start guide which shows you all the different modes. It has angle mode, it has horizon mode, it has air mode, it has turtle mode. So it has all the modes that you are normally used to on an FPV drone. And then you have the full guide here that shows you everything from your pre-flight checklist, understanding your switches and your remote, how to bind, how to scan the air for your VTX, and how to know which channel is the best channel. So that's what's in here in the quick start guide. Now let's go ahead and show you the goggles first. Probably should have selected a better place to do this unboxing than a rock. But here's the goggles. You got BetaFPV goggles. You have 3 different buttons here. Record. I think this is the selection mode. Down, this is right. And then S, which is scan. You got the power mode here. You press this to power on. Press this to power off. And then you got to install the straps when you get it. So the straps are not installed. This is something that you got to install. You flip the antenna upwards and you mount your micro SD card here, and you just put it on your head. I did a first flight here at this park in Dobbs Ferry, New York, and you're gonna get to see me with these goggles on. Next here you have the remote. So what's cool about the remote is actually comes with these little things that gimbal guards that normal pilots actually print in 3D to cover your gimbal. So you have your gimbal, it already comes like a normal FPV drone. You have a little thing here for your lanyard. You got your switches, arm, disarm, the various modes, turtle, normal mode, etc. So you have all of that good stuff here. And the remote charges via USB-C, which is actually very inconvenient. USB-C is the way to go with all the accessories. And the remote is extremely lightweight as well. Next, you have the actual BetaFPV Cetus X, the actual little drone. So this is powered by 1103 110 kV motors. It is small little tiny motors. The drone itself is extremely lightweight, and it is powered by 2 of these single cell batteries here. So let me go ahead and take one out. So it is powered by 2 of these single cell batteries, 450 milliamp hours. It charges very convenient in a little case that it comes with, and you can also charge via USB-C. To plug it in is actually very simple. You take these little guys here and you just plug it in. Let's go ahead and do so now for just a demonstration. You want to make sure they're actually facing the same way to make it easier. So we're gonna go ahead and slide this in, and then you're gonna go ahead and power in the first one, and you're gonna power up the second one. And once you're powered up, you see your little lights blinking. As soon as you turn on your goggles and you turn on your remote, you are binded and you are ready to go. It is that simple to set up this little drone. And let me now show you the accessories that it comes with. That way you can see the charger as well. So in here you have a small little pocket, and this little pocket right here is for accessories. And the main thing that I want to show you, besides all the accessories that it comes with all the hardware that you might need to change a propeller. It comes with extra propellers. It comes with a USB-C cable, as I mentioned. That's what you're going to use to charge. But this is the little device, I think, that is actually pretty cool. So this is an BetaFPV USB-C charger. So not only can you charge, but you can also, you see how it says test? Right there, it says test. You can go ahead and plug in the battery, and it's going to tell you how much voltage the battery actually has. So that is extremely, extremely cool. The fact that you can see the voltage here. And then to charge, it's very simple. Just as you saw me install it in here, you're going to go ahead and just plug in a USB-C here, and it will charge. From my experience, it's charged up in about, I don't know, like 15-20 minutes. These batteries are charged, and I'm using a 65 watt brick to charge the batteries. So that's the unboxing. Let's go ahead and get into the first flight. All right, so this is going to be my very first flight with the BetaFPV. This is a great beginner drone for anyone looking to start FPV. Okay, memory card is in. It's literally my first time. I tried to fly it in my house, and that was a disaster. So we're gonna see how it is here. I know the goggles were all fully charged. What I'm gonna do first is just go in the menu system. I don't know if I'm recording or not. We shall see. Let's turn it off. Turn it on. I'm gonna power cycle it. So let's take out the remote here. The cool thing about this is that it literally comes with everything that you need. Let's take out the little BetaFPV. Let's plug it in and see if we have visual. We do have visual. Now, can I record? It is recording. And it's in horizon mode. So this is going to be interesting. This is going to be, like I said, my very first flight flying this thing. So I don't even know like what to expect. I have no idea. You can't adjust anything. Okay, angle. Oh, there you go. So I am in angle mode. This is FPV mode. So this is actually pretty cool. So this drone is 100% analog. It's 100% analog. Did a roll there. Very slow roll. Getting bad VTX signals. So you get a bunch of stuff on your goggles. So this is my very first raw flight here. So this is the Cetus X. So for a little analog drone, it's not bad at all. It's actually really, really cool. So this drone I think is fantastic for beginners that want to learn how to fly, or even if you want to like fly at home. Now the con I already know is that there's no onboard DVR in the drone. So this analog video feed I believe is what you're getting. On my second set of batteries, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the drone just to make sure that that is true, that there isn't another set, that there is an onboard memory, which I don't think there is. I don't think I can insert a micro SD card into this little drone. So I believe my goggles is all that I can use. It's kind of quiet. When I try to fly it in the house, it was very loud, but here it's actually pretty quiet. My battery, let me see if I can tell my battery. I'm at, I think it's 7.43 volts, but I think it'll give me a low battery warning. We'll see. We're gonna fly until it actually dies. I'm getting a lot of signal breakup depending on the area that I'm at. I'm also wearing my DJI mic, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm sure I'm getting some interference wearing the DJI mic. The cool thing is that it tells you bad VTX, but it's not unbearable. Like, it's actually pretty good. But I noticed that the signal just comes and goes sometimes. Like, I get blasted by something. All right, so let's go ahead and land this thing. Let's see how you land. Oh, so I'm getting low battery now. So now I'm getting a low battery message. So to land, I guess I just go into air mode. I'm getting a lot of bad breakup. To land, I would just go into air mode and then just disarm. So I'm just gonna come over here towards me. I'm just gonna disarm. So I disarmed. And that was the first flight. And looking at the drone first glance, there is not a way for me to put in a memory card. Let me unplug it. The batteries are actually very tiny on these things, which is actually very cool. These are the batteries right here. Batteries are just so small, which is pretty cool. And the way that you charge them is also fantastic. I don't know whether I have already said that in this video, but I will be sharing that in a second. Let's go ahead and swap these two batteries out for some fresh ones. And let's do our second flight here. All right, guys, that was my first flight with the BetaFPV, and I made so many mistakes with the first flight, but reading is fundamental. And that's why when you do receive a user guide with any product that you go ahead and purchase, it is very important that you go ahead and read it. So let me tell you what I did. I flew two batteries, two packs on the BetaFPV drone here, and I put in a micro SD card and I started to fly. I went ahead and put a micro SD card in the goggles. I pressed record and I flew both packs. When I landed, I have my MacBook with me. I wanted to see how it looks. When I landed, there was no video. So I went online and started searching. I actually pulled out the manual and started to look. And guess what? With recording on your DVR. So the goggles do record DVR, but it only records if it's 64 gigabyte card or under, so it can't be higher. In my case, I had 128 gig installed, and it can only be FAT32 as the format type. So I formatted on my MacBook as macOS Journal as the normal default Mac formatting, and that didn't work. So luckily I had a 64 gig micro SD card in my DJI RC for my Air 3 drone. I took that out. I went into my Mac, I formatted it to FAT32, put it in, press record, and bam, it recorded. So as you can see, the recording is an actual recording of the DVR itself. The Cetus Pro does not have any onboard recording, doesn't have any internal storage, doesn't have a way of putting in a card in. So what you're going to record is actually your DVR from the goggles. Now, I think there is a way to remove sort of all that information from the goggles, but in my case, I only flew one battery since I had to charge via the USB-C in my car, wait for that to charge, and then do that one flight for this video review. I just went ahead and saw that it was recording, and I just took advantage of that time and that feature of me recording, not losing any video. So now let's talk about my impressions using this. So this drone is an analog drone, and as I was flying, I'm not sure if you heard the part that it kind of made me sort of understand what analog guys went through when they were flying FPV drones, when FPV drones first became a thing, because I've never flown analog before. I've strictly flown digital, whether that's an air unit or a DJI FPV drone such as the Avata, the Avata 2. So that made me realize sort of the capabilities of analog. Now, there's nothing wrong with flying analog. Of course, it's not going to be crystal clear signal. As you saw in the DVR footage, you're going to get some breakup. The signal penetration is not as strong as, a digital transmitter. But this is actually really good. And this is really good for those that are starting, if you're going to be flying in tight proximity, in a close proximity, if you're going to be flying at home, if you're going to be flying in a basement, etc. This is actually pretty good to get your feet wet. And I thought, just my first impressions flying this, I thought the analog signal was actually pretty good. I didn't see so much breakup as I thought I would typically see on an analog VTX. So overall, I think it's pretty cool and it's pretty good. Now let's talk about the drone itself and how it handles. So the drone handles extremely well, I would say, for a Cine. In fact, today you're getting some slight wind here at this park, and it didn't get pushed or tossed around at all. The drone actually flew really well. It has enough power to do a roll. It has enough power to kind of punch out. And it doesn't really get tossed around, which I was shocked. I thought this was sort of like a Cine, and I was expecting to get blown around all over the place, but it handled extremely well. And what I really like about it is that controlling your pitch angle is very easy here. As you can see, all you got to do is pitch down or pitch up like that, and that's going to change the degree of your drone. So you can go slower or you can go faster. So this is actually really cool. And sort of neat that you can change your pitch angle as you need based on the environment. Like if I'm flying indoors in my home, I'm gonna make it to sort of like a 5-10 degree pitch angle so I can go slower. But if I'm outdoors, I'm gonna pitch this to a 25-degree angle so I can go ahead and go faster, if that makes any sense. So the last two things I want to talk about is the remote and the goggles. Let's start with the remote. The remote is pretty cool. It feels great on the hands. It's actually a great size. It sort of reminds me of the DJI FPV drone. The gimbal actually feels great as well. And all the switches are conveniently located right here on the top. So you're able to go ahead and switch between modes, arm and disarm the drone, go into turtle mode, or turn on your buzzer beeper. It's actually really cool. And as I mentioned in the unboxing, you can charge it via USB-C. Now the goggles here, on the other hand, I think, you know, these are about $60, $80 goggles. So you kind of gotta expect, you know, what you're gonna expect based on the price point. But the goggles I thought could be a little bit better. I feel like I'm not able to adjust what I can see on them or how I can see. Like I can't adjust the inside of them to make it closer or further away for my eyesight. And I thought that the menu system is a bit clunky, but maybe that's the thing about analog. Overall, they do feel pretty good on the face. There's no light leak on the side. And once you're kind of dialed in and you're in the zone, you're dialed in and you're in the zone. So that's the goggles, I think, pretty good for the price point. Could it be better? Yes, but then of course the price point is going to be higher. So this kit, everything I just showed you today, we didn't touch on pricing. This costs $299. So $299, you're getting a complete FPV kit to understand if those cinematic FPV shots is a thing that you want to go ahead and invest time and invest money. $299 gives you this complete kit, and I think it is a absolute bargain whether you are a beginner looking to get your feet wet into FPV drone, or simply you are a tenured experienced pilot and you just want a little drone to have fun with, or perhaps to let your kids play with. This is the go-to drone. I'm highly impressed with the quality that you get and the ease of setup and the convenience. You get everything in one package, and for that I highly recommend the BetaFPV Cetus X. That's pretty much all that I have to share with you today, guys. That is my complete review of this drone. Go ahead and drop any questions or comments down below. I'll be there answering all of your questions or any of the comments that you have. Let me know, have you ever tried one of these? Did you try a BetaFPV drone or any other drone before you took that deep dive? I'm curious to know all about your journey. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out the links in the description below. And until next time, peace.